Who served our nation overseas now in Congresswoman Jen Kiggans, who's a Republican, represents Virginia, is a former Navy helicopter pilot on armed services right now in the House. You know, there's a lot here, but also it's a repeat of what we've seen many, many times. We were outlining that there have been attacks like this, but now one got through, and we have 3 U.S. service members who are dead. As the president considers his options, what will you say about what his best options in terms of retaliation might be, Congresswoman?
Well, first of all, our prayers go out to the family and friends of the deceased servicemen and women. But the president has been just showing weakness the entire time this administration has been in office. And we see the results of this weakness as has now emboldened our enemies. And now we have 3 dead servicemen and women. So this is a problem. We have seen an administration that pulled out of Afghanistan. That was kind of the beginning of showing that our weakness. And then on top of that, he removed, the Houthis from the terrorist list, and he paid Iran $6 billion with that hostage agreement. So this administration has done nothing but just make us appear weak in foreign policy. We have a great military. I represent a district that has so many wonderful servicemen and women who volunteered and serve our great nation every single day. And the fact that we've put them in risk, that is wrong. We can do better for our families. I have children who serve, people in my district who serve. We need to make sure our servicemen and women are protected, and we are certainly not doing that by appearing weak on the world stage.
All right, as I said at the top of the show, we're going to have you, a Republican and Democrat. It's Seth Moulton is joining us a little bit later. And I think that'll probably represent the administration's way of thinking. I'll just put up a tweet of Congressman Moulton on this topic, and we'll talk to him later in the hour. But I want to ask you about how the administration might see this. What Moulton said was, to the chicken hawks calling for war with Iran, you're playing into the enemy's hands. I'd like to see you send your sons and daughters to fight. We must have an effective strategic response on our terms and our timeline. Deterrence is hard. War is worse. And what I mean by he might be speaking along the same lines of the administration is I think the thinking is, yes, you want to deter Iran, but you want to try to prevent some sort of a wider war. So what do you say to those arguments?
Yeah, 100%. The goal is always to avoid war, right? That is worst case scenario. But we have to do that by deterrence, and it's peace through strength. That's the model that the Biden administration is not following, and it takes time to do that. And it's been one thing after another since Joe Biden has been in office where our country has appeared weak on the world stage. We can't continue down that path. We need to devote the funding and the resources, make sure our servicemen and women are taken care of, making sure they're protected and they have the resources that they need. And time again, we see Joe Biden and his administration just making poor foreign policy choices that are not in the best interest of our servicemen and the women and not in the best interest of our great nation.
What do you think it looks like specifically? As I said, you're former Navy pilot, you've served overseas. These responses sometimes to the general public, you might not get the message that's being sent. In other words, there's a specific area you might want to hit. Is it inside of Iran? Is it something that's of strategic importance to Iran? What are some of the targets that might be struck that would send the proper message of deterrence you're trying to talk about?
Yeah, I want to know what their strategy is. I want to ask those tough questions on behalf of the servicemen and women from my district and around the country and their families. You know, what we are doing right now is not the right thing, so we need to be asking those questions. War is not where we want to go. That is what we want to avoid, but we can only avoid that by sure and swift action that makes us look like we are the strong country that we are, by being that deterrent. We haven't been doing that on so many fronts. We see now what happened in Israel.
Inside of Iran, like Lindsey Graham and others seem to be talking about, or do you think that would go too far in this situation?
Yeah, I want to know what the strategy is. I want to know exactly what the sure and swift response is that the president has been talking about. I want to ask those tough questions. I want to know that this administration has a plan, because the plan they've had so far is not working. And we're seeing increased aggression not only in Russia, and we see it in Israel, we see it in the South China Sea with China, so across the globe. And our job as leaders of the free world are to be a strong deterrent so that we can keep that world peace. And this administration has not been doing that.
Okay, Congresswoman, thank you. It was Congresswoman Kiggans, who represents the Virginia Beach area.